You're listening to the N2K Space Network.
Your business needs AI solutions that are not only ambitious, but also practical and adaptable. That's where Domo's AI and data products platform comes in. With Domo, you can channel AI and data into innovative uses that deliver measurable impact. Secure AI agents connect, prepare, and automate your data workflows, helping you gain insights, receive alerts, and act with ease through guided apps tailored to your role. Data is hard. Domo is easy. Learn more at ai.domo.com. That's ai.domo.com.
Today is January 28th, 2025. I'm Maria Varmazes, and this is T-Minus.
T-Minus. 20 seconds to LOS. Egress. Go for deploy. Roger, roll.
India completes the first Gaganyaan crew capsule.
4.
The Aerospace Corporation and Google are collaborating on space weather forecasting.
3.
The U.S. Space Force is rumored to be reducing their 2026 budget for in-space mobility.
2.
The European Union calls for a European space shield.
1.
Trump signs the Iron Dome of America executive order to push the use of space-based assets to further the goal of peace through strength.
0.
And I'll be speaking to Lars Hoffman later in the show. Lars is the Vice President of Government Sales at Blue Origin. He'll be talking about the contracts Blue Origin has lined up for government launches and what he's looking forward to at Commercial Space Week this week in Florida later in the show. And I'm coming to you live from Commercial Space Week in Florida, and here are your headlines for today. Newly inaugurated U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order late yesterday to establish the Iron Dome for America. The plan aims to further the goal of peace through strength. The name indicates a nod to Israel's Iron Dome system, but unlike their ground or sea-based setup, the U.S. dome would heavily rely on space. The order includes the acceleration of the deployment of the hypersonic and ballistic tracking space sensor layer, development and deployment of proliferated space-based interceptors capable of boost phase intercept, and the development and deployment of a custody layer of the proliferated warfighter space architecture. The order has been met with mixed reception. Proponents are arguing that the system could provide global coverage and early intercept capabilities, while critics warn that they could trigger an arms race and undermine existing treaties. Only time will tell, we guess. And it's not just the United States looking to space for a defense shield. The European Defense and Space Commissioner Andreas Kubilius called for a European space shield to unite its defense efforts in space. Commissioner Kubilius told a conference in Brussels that the new platform aims to bring together information and demand for space launches in Europe. Kubilius said that Europe needs to maintain leadership in space and should unite defense efforts in space. He also mentioned that the EU is planning to set up a platform for space launch services in the next 2 years as it tries to boost its competitiveness and autonomy in the sector of space. And speaking of space, the United States Space Force has surprised many by omitting funding for in-space servicing, mobility, and logistics in its proposed financial year 26 budget, even after strong support from the National Space Council and the Office of Management and Budget. This decision shifts focus away from advancing critical technologies like satellite refueling and repair, which are essential for enabling dynamic and sustainable space operations. While the budget is still under review and could change, the move has sparked concerns among space enthusiasts and industry advocates who see in-space capabilities as key to the future of space exploration and defense. The news comes on the day of the Space Mobility Conference in Florida, and we will bring you the reaction to the news on tomorrow's show. The Aerospace Corporation and Google are collaborating on space weather forecasting. The partnership is looking to leverage the power of artificial intelligence and high-performance computing. This partnership is expected to enable the prediction of geomagnetic storms days in advance with unprecedented accuracy and speed. And ISRO's Gaganyaan program, which will one day bring Indian astronauts to space, has successfully hit another important milestone on January 21st. India's space agency says its Gaganyaan crew module now has the liquid propulsion systems fully integrated on the module. Still more work to be done on the crew module, though, before it is integrated with the orbital module. And then the first uncrewed flight of Gaganyaan is expected in just a few more months. And that concludes today's Intel briefing. Head to the show notes to find links to further reading. You'll also find an announcement from space robotics company Gitai, who have announced the full mission success of its in-house developed 16U satellite. Hey T-Minus crew, if you are just joining us, be sure to follow T-Minus Space Daily in your favorite podcast app. Also, please do us a favor, share the intel with your friends and coworkers. So here's a little challenge for you. By Friday, please show 3 friends or coworkers this podcast. That's because a growing audience is the most important thing for us, and we would love your help as part of the T-Minus crew. So if you find T-Minus useful, please share the show so other professionals like you can find us. Thanks so much, everybody. It means a lot to me and all of us here at T-Minus.
Hey everybody, Dave here. Have you ever wondered where your personal information is lurking online? Like many of you, I was concerned about my data being sold by data brokers. So I decided to try Delete Me. I have to say, Delete Me is a game changer. Within days of signing up, they started removing my personal information from hundreds of data brokers. I finally have peace of mind knowing my data privacy is protected. Delete Me's team does all the work for you with detailed reports, so you know exactly what's been done. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Today, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/N2K and use promo code N2K at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/N2K and enter code N2K at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/N2K, code N2K.
Today's guest is Lars Hoffman, Vice President of Government Sales at Blue Origin.
I'm Lars Hoffman. I'm the Vice President for National Security Sales at Blue Origin.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Lars. It is a great time to be speaking with you. You all are just coming off of a fantastic success with the launch of New Glenn. It was thrilling to see it. You all must be feeling really fantastic right now. Congratulations, first and foremost.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so curious. What was that like for you all, being at Blue Origin with that great success?
It was fantastic. I was there to watch it in person, and you could watch it and you could feel it as the sound hits you a few minutes later. It was fantastic to see. Dark black sky, big bright blue flame as it was climbing out, and a lot of excitement on the ground, and hugely successful first launch.
That's and to many more. It's just really what an exciting time for you all. Lars, since you're here, can you tell me a bit about your department at Blue Origin?
Sure. So National Security Sales covers all of the products and services that Blue Origin offers to the national security space community. And that's where we focus both on the defense side with DoD and primarily U.S. Space Command, Space Force, and on the intelligence community, primarily with the National Reconnaissance Office. So that's the people that we interact with on a regular basis. And what their focus is right now, of course, is with our launch capability with New Glenn and with our in-space capability with Blue Ring. So that's where a lot of our conversations are focused.
Fantastic. So how is New Glenn going to set up Blue Origin to work with all these federal agencies?
Well, New Glenn is a new heavy lift launch vehicle entering the market. We have quite a bit of capacity. We have a 7-meter diameter fairing, which is twice the volume of current rockets that are launching national security payloads. So we're going to offer a lot more volume there. We also have very heavy lift capability. We can lift 45 tons to low Earth orbit with New Glenn, which is quite a bit, more than, say, Falcon 9 or Vulcan. And so we feel like this is going to be a welcome addition to the national security launch portfolio. And on the in-space mobility side, Blue Ring is something that's kind of a new entrant to the market. It's highly capable, high-energy, maneuverable platform that has the capability to host a bunch of payloads and do a bunch of different missions on any given launch.
Yeah, can you tell me a bit more? It is such an exciting time in space launch right now, and New Glenn's entrance is very, very long anticipated, and we're all very excited. And I'd love to hear a bit more about Blue's advantage over the competition, because this is really what everybody's talking about right now.
Yeah, I'd say are a couple of things. Number one, I mentioned the volume is twice the volume of current fairings that are launching with Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, or Vulcan. Certainly larger than some of the smaller launched vehicles out on the market, and the heavy lift capacity, so we can deliver a lot of payload orbit on any given launch. But the other thing that sets us apart, we built this rocket to be reusable from the very beginning. I know Falcon 9 is highly reusable now. It wasn't at the beginning, but it is now, and Falcon Heavy is reusable with its boosters coming back as well. But New Glenn was designed from the very beginning to be reusable. So even on the very first launch, we try to recover the booster. And we will continue to recover the booster on every launch and then reuse those. And that gives us a lot of availability and additional capacity for the launch market.
So you all had a great start to the new year. 2025 already started really fantastic. I'm sure there are a lot of really cool plans ahead for us. So what can we expect from Blue Origin this year?
Well, you can expect us to come back with a second launch here in the next couple of months. We are analyzing the first launch, and the data looks really good thus far. So we're anxious to get right on to the second launch, and then a third, fourth, fifth launch throughout the rest of the year. We want to start building up to that regular cadence in 2025, and then continue growing that launch volume, a number of launches in 2026 and going forward in 2027.
It's going to be exciting to see. And speaking of exciting, SpaceCom in Florida, it's going to be my first time going, so I'm very excited to be there. And I know Blue's going to be there too. So what are your goals as Blue Origin at SpaceCom this year?
Yeah, it's an exciting conference because it's kind of a hybrid between space mobility and the SpaceCom. We are really excited, of course, to talk all about our New Glenn first launch and plans going forward for New Glenn, like we're doing on this interview. And also to talk about Blue Ring as it serves the space mobility community. On the SpaceCom side of the conference, we're going to be having a lot of engagement with our customers and suppliers, potential suppliers. There's a lot of people that approach us at these conferences that want to partner with Blue. So we're always open to that. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Any final thoughts, parting words for our audience today?
Well, we are excited about our first launch, but this is, as you pointed out earlier, the first of many to come. And I'd say stay tuned. There's going to be lots of exciting announcements coming out in the near future. We do have a new Shepard launch coming up in the next week. So they'll be hearing a lot more about that and more new Shepard launches to come, both with astronauts and with payloads. And I mentioned Blue Ring earlier. We launched Blue Ring Pathfinder on the first launch. We're going to be launching Blue Ring on future launches as well, and expanding its impact into the in-space mobility servicing logistics. And then our lunar program, we have committed to launching our lunar lander, the Mark 1 lunar lander, later this year, all the way to the moon. So that will be the largest spacecraft to land on the moon ever. And looking forward to launching that on the New Glenn as well. So a lot of exciting things in 2025 for Blue Origin, and looking forward to sharing that with all the people at SpaceCom.
We'll be right back.
Ransomware, supply chain attacks, and zero-day exploits can strike without warning, leaving your business's sensitive data and digital assets vulnerable. But imagine a world where your cybersecurity strategy could prevent these threats. That's the power of the ThreatLocker Zero Trust Endpoint Protection Platform. Robust cybersecurity is a non-negotiable to safeguard organizations from cyber attacks. ThreatLocker implements a proactive, deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity, blocking every action, process, and user unless specifically authorized by your team. This least privilege methodology mitigates the exploitation of trusted applications and ensures protection for your organization 24/7, 365. IT professionals are empowered by ThreatLocker application allow listing, ring fencing, network control, and EDR solutions, enhancing their cybersecurity posture and streamlining internal IT and security operations. To learn more about how ThreatLocker can help mitigate unknown threats in your digital environment and align your organization with respected compliance frameworks, visit threatlocker.com.
Welcome back. Some great news for everyone who enjoys gorgeous views of our Earth from the vantage of low Earth orbit, and that would be, I imagine, just about everyone. Our friends at CERN, who have been streaming live views from the International Space Station for many, many years, yesterday made available a 4K live stream of Earth views from the International Space Station via intersatellite link, available for over 20 hours a day. CERN's vision is to ensure that everyone can experience amazing views of Earth and space like those experienced by astronauts, says the company. And they add that they hope that its 4K live stream of Earth will be accessed over time by billions of people, empowering everyone with live views of our planet to inform, educate, inspire, and benefit humanity. Until we can all get our ride to the International Space Station to experience what the astronauts do, this is just about the next best thing. Thank you, CERN. And that's it for T-Minus for January 28th, 2025, brought to you by N2K Cyberwire. For additional resources from today's report, check out our show notes at space.n2k.com. We're privileged that N2K and podcasts like T-Minus are part of the daily routine of many of the most influential leaders and operators in the public and private sector, from the Fortune 500 to many of the world's preeminent intelligence and law enforcement agencies. This episode was produced by Alice Carruth. Our associate producer is Liz Stokes. We're mixed by Elliot Peltzman and Trey Hester. Our executive producer is Jennifer Iben. Our executive editor is Brandon Karp. Simone Petrella is our president. Peter Kilpie is our publisher. And I am your host, Maria Varmazes. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.
T-Minus.
And now, a message from our sponsor, Zscaler, the leader in cloud security. Enterprises have spent billions of dollars on firewalls and VPNs, yet breaches continue to rise by an 18% year-over-year increase in ransomware attacks and a $75 million record payout in 2024. These traditional security tools expand your attack surface with public-facing IPs that are exploited by bad actors more easily than ever with AI tools. It's time to rethink your security. Zscaler Zero Trust plus AI stops attackers by hiding your attack surface, making apps and IPs invisible, eliminating lateral movement, connecting users only to specific apps, not the entire network, continuously verifying every request based on identity and context, simplifying security management with AI-powered automation, and detecting threats using AI to analyze over 500 billion daily transactions. Hackers can't attack what they can't see. Protect your organization with Zscaler Zero Trust and AI. Learn more at zscaler.com/security.